Let's have a look at the overhead squat from Koen. So this is also one of the earlier impressions when we just, not that we just started out, but when one of the earlier tests, so after 1.5, 2 years of training, when we first tested the 1RM. So back then we also tested the overhead squat 1RM, because the overhead squat is the fundamental exercise in our program, especially with the youngsters, because it helps them to learn proper squat mechanics. So, and we can see the same pattern here that we saw with Koen in the previous video about the front squat. So he's squatting down, that is fine, but then it seems to be very difficult for him to attain full depth. And that is because he pushes his knees a little bit too far forward, plus pushing the hip a little bit too far forward, and that allows him, or does not allow him, to get into the full squat or achieve the full squat depth that is required. And then you see here, okay, so let's take the lines out. So you can see immediately here what happens. If you have a look at the heel, the weight is too far in front, the body is too far in front, and immediately before he even finishes the whole movement, the heel comes up and the weight goes forward. So really the key point here for me is again getting the descent a little bit more into this direction. So pushing the hip more down, and that will allow him to sit deeper than this one here, because now you can see the body shifts forward too much, and this is actually a lot of stress here on the shoulders, and you see he can't achieve full squat depth, and that's because the descent is going this way rather than the second arrow I drew, pushing the hips further back. So for him, and I mean, again, I'm happy to see that we have fixed all these issues now looking back. But yeah, if I would be in the same situation again, I would definitely focus on really learning, getting into a full squat position. That can be done in the warm-up with just bodyweight squats, really getting them into the full position, and then also overhead squats with lighter loads and sitting down all the way and holding the bottom position for 1 to 2 seconds. That could be a good exercise to teach the athlete to get into a full squat position.